Hello everybody and welcome back to another video of Heroes of the Storm. Today I'm going to be watching a replay that I had the other day. It was actually last night. As kind of a video request. Someone on YouTube requested that I played Imperius, and I personally am not the best Imperius in the world. I kind of think Imperius plays a little bit strange. As he's a bruiser that plays like a main tank. But in one of my practice games, I got this matchup where I was the tank for our team against Leoric, who is also a bruiser that plays like a tank. So we jump into this game, and it was one of the most fun games I've had playing Heroes of the Storm in a long time. This is a replay, so if you still want me to do a in-depth, detailed play, I'll still do it. And keep in mind, this is late at night, so I was not, like... I'm not in the best mood and whatnot. My teammates are probably tired, too. But we have Sergeant Hammer, Abathur, Chromie, Imperius, Whitemane. So that immediately shows us we have a lot of range. And my first thought process is I want to be... I want to be helping out my allies here by protecting them. Now, I'm just going to keep the camera followed on me because that's what you're mainly going to be looking at. At level 1, so my point here, though, is I'm just protecting these two. I'm not engaging fights, really. Not yet. I'm just, enemy team goes in, I go in to counter them. And this is how I want to play this game. Kind of using my allies as bait so I can land easy Qs. Because that's the hardest part with Imperius, is landing his Qs. If you can land Qs, you will win games with ease. If you miss your Qs, though, you're going to lose and be miserable. So that's the #1 tool that Imperius has, is his Q. From my experience. Now, at level 1, we picked up Impaling Light. What this does is Celestial Charge, our Q. Its final damage is increased by 75%. And its cooldown is reduced by 1.25 seconds for each Valorous brand on the target when the stun is complete. Now, if you don't know what Valorous brand is, it's my Q ability. Or not my Q ability, it's my trait. So each basic ability marks an enemy hero hit for 10 seconds. Basic attacks consume the mark, dealing bonus damage, and they heal me as well. So that's kind of how Imperius sustains and pumps out damage in fights, is by landing his abilities. Now, Imperius technically is a combo champion. Combo meaning he uses 2 skills at the same time to deal devastating damage to the enemy team. And this is his W and his Q. His W is called Solaron's Fire, and what it does is a straight line, very thick, slow-moving skill shot that will deal damage to enemies hit and increase damage to enemies hit in the center. Additionally, enemy heroes hit are slowed by a little bit. You'll see I ping right here because I want to kill this Vala. The Vala is a stack Vala, and I want to try to one-shot her so she doesn't get her stacks. If you look at the enemy team, they have a Cassia, Vala, Sagara, and Leoric. All very, very strong picks. And if I had a hat here, she would be very much dead. But the hat was just a few moments late, so we weren't able to pick up that nice kill to reduce her stacking. Once again, setting up for this objective, I want to be protecting my allies, but I also want to try to blow up the Vala, and I care about blowing up the Vala more than this first objective, so that's what I'm trying to do. And I kind of get stuck on the bottom part of this team fight here, while the rest of my team is getting zoned by the Leoric, but I want to stop this objective here, so I come in with another nice stall here, and you can see our damage is very nice, but it does consume a whole lot of mana. That is one problem with Imperius, is his mana cost. You will burn through it like butter. That especially common with our level 1 talent, Impaling Light, allowing me to have multiple Qs. Spamming out these abilities will suck your mana dry. But the combo, going back to it, is you throw out your W. I just did it there. Well, here, press B real quick so you can see. You throw out your W, and then immediately press Q and E. So you'll see. I'll do it. I'll try to slow it down. Let's see. I miss it, but it is the combo. And it's a way to get all 3 stacks. So right here, I'm going to send out my W and press QE very fast. W, QE. And you can see they all kind of went out at the same time. Had that hit all the enemies, they would have had 3 stacks of our Valorous brand, and I would have hit like a truck on them. But I missed, and it was just a huge waste of mana, as your whole thing ends up costing over like 150 mana, I think, or close to. Now, unfortunately, this whole objective, Chromie has been trying to hold back the Cassia, but she has been losing quite hefty to her. And I did have to back to get more mana, more resources, while the rest of the friendly team just tries to stay alive in the lanes. Now, my level... level 4 talent was Sovereign Armor. I never talked about our Molten Armor. That's our E. So what happens is you press E and a shroud, like this area around. Oh, wait, right here. I'm going to talk about this play. I'm really just trying to anticipate where the Zagara would go. Because Zagara gains movement speed on her creep there, I wanted to try to land my Q and kill her, but I also needed to make sure that I could poke her down, so I tried autoing her first, but it didn't work out. But anyways, same thing here. I'm looking for this Vala, looking to get the kill. I unfortunately misplayed slightly, so those were 2 missed kills by missing my Q. Had we gotten those kills, this would be a free objective, Vala would be less stacked, and it would help transition us into the further part of the game a little bit easier. But we do get another gank on the overextended Zagara, and this time we do not miss. I position myself on the backside so she can't retreat, and we're able to destroy her with the nice slow of our W and the rest of our abilities. But our E, we press E, and I'm sure you've seen it already, but this little area around us lights up, and any enemy unit that walks into that area, or we walk into them, will take a small, very small amount of damage, but they'll get my trait applied. So you really use your Molten Armor to heal you, despite it not giving you any armor. It's called Molten Armor, but it doesn't give any armor. Same thing, right there. I used the Regen Globe to bait that Vala into my full combo. I knew she'd want to go for the Regen Globe. You can go back and see, but using the Regen Globe to bait. Once again, I ping for some assistance so Abba can help me one-shot her, and we are barely without enough damage to kill her, and half a second off by the Abathur one more time, and I get a little bit tilted by that. I remember, wait, you're just tired, Wub. You're just tired. So I say, so close, and good try. Because I don't want to tilt my teammates. It was a stupid little play that could have really helped us, because that was a stacked Vala, but it's not the end of the world. Continuing talking about our talents, though, level 4 we did pick up Molten Armor, which just allows us, by pressing E, it now will grant us armor for 1.5 seconds, but damaging an enemy hero increases the duration of our armor by 0.5 seconds, so you can have this armor active for quite a long time, I believe. Then at level 7, we picked up my personal favorite talent for Imperius, Flash of Anger. So what this does is, consuming a mark from your Celestial Charge, it'll deal 222 damage to the target and nearby enemies as well. So it's like a nice AoE damage, and it grants Imperius a shield. Thank God, with these 2 talents, Imperius now can be a little bit of a tank. And I mentioned it before, you can see right here, Imperius's wave clear for a bruiser is horrendous. It's terrible. And continuing with all of his abilities, the way his kit works is he should be a tank. He's not, though. He is a bruiser, and I really want to try to stall this objective out here, but it's just me, so I'm taking a nice sneaky route, and I try to blow up this Zagara, which, do you see how much damage I dealt to her? That was just my damage, without the help of anything else. And this was a super cool combo that, unfortunately, the enemy team booped us away a little bit, but we could have kept queuing them with 2 Imperiuses and got a bunch of kills there, but we were at least able to peel them off and get the objective. But we did lose our middle lane due to the Cassia, who has just been pushing and trying to scale this whole entire match. Now, blinds are quite a big counter to Imperius, just like wave clear is. So if the enemy team is pushing very hard, then you will lose as Imperius. And if the enemy team blinds you, you now have very little sustain and very little damage. You're essentially just a guy with a spear then, instead of an angel with spears and light and stuff. It's awesome. We picked up at level 10. Both ults are good. The other ult is really good if you were playing as the Bruiser, but we picked up. Unfortunately, I missed that. Abathur was ready for me that time too, but I missed that time, and that was my bad, as that was another opportunity to kill this Vala. I think out of all the opportunities we've had, it's been 3 so far. That Vala could be useless at this point, but unfortunately, due to missed opportunities, she's still quite useful. So you notice whenever I do go into the lanes, though, I am just clearing the most high priority targets, like catapults, merc camps, and the globe minions, because I need mana on Imperius. But we did go for angelic augmentation, which grants me a massive shield for 3 seconds. And if the shield lasts past, I think, those 3 seconds, we'll be able to fire it out, dealing damage to enemy units, which you'll see me use later on to pick off some targets. And the Abathur clone really helped us out in this team fight. We were able to capture it and get a curse. Now, we do have to be cautious, though, because the enemy team does have a camp pushing middle lane. But I figure that Abathur will be able to deal with that a little bit with the curse, and he'll be able to double soak, and we'll be able to just push down one lane, no problemo. So that's what I want to do. I want to continue to group with the friendly team. You can see, this is how much, boom, do you see how much damage that was to a Leoric? That was good damage. I was able to walk out unscathed. If you can land your full combo, it deals incredible damage. Now, at levels 1 through 7, I typically stay the same with my build, but it starts to fluctuate levels 13 or 10 through 20 is when it starts to fluctuate. You can see I use it right there. That's a lovely combo, lovely use of my ability, my ultimate angelic augmentation. I press R, it's active. You see the little duration bar. The duration bar ends. I Q, and then all those little spears that flew out onto that Vala, that was the second part of my ult. Since my shield lasted long enough for it to expire, I can then fire out those little blazing swords, dealing incredible damage to the enemy team. But we picked up Pathetic Mortals here at level 13. What this does is it allows me to... You'll notice this is a Q-focused build. Q build. And that's my favorite build. But stunning enemy heroes with Celestial Charge reduces their movement by 25% and their damage by 50% for 4 seconds. I felt like I needed this just because all of these enemy heroes had great escapes for me, except for maybe like Leoric and Medic. But all of them had very good escapes. So and that's why I picked this talent up, to help slow them and catch up to them, as well as just negate their high burst. Now, I remember saying nice push here, but I was very annoyed that during that whole curse time, we didn't get any damage in the other 2 lanes. I was really hoping Abathur would be able to get that done. But I honestly didn't look at the minimap, both in this replay or in the actual game, so I can't say if it was his fault or not. And now, right now, we're level 16, but the whole enemy team is missing. So I'm not really sure what I want to do. I know I want to help them out at the camp. I see Cassie on the top lane, and truthfully, we should be forcing a fight, but I can't do it all alone. Now, at level 16, I pick a talent I rarely ever pick, but I had some of the most fun with it in this game. It was Valorous Pursuit. So it's on a 20-second cooldown. It's an activatable ability. You activate to teleport to an enemy hero that has been marked by your Valorous brand, and you gain 25 armor. So if an enemy has my marking on them, they take incredible, or not just that they take incredible damage, they do that anyway, but this talent allows me to teleport to them. So if they have, any of these heroes have my brand on them, I can TP to them. Oh, excuse me. Also, if you haven't noticed, I'll try to point it out, but you can tell when an enemy has your mark on them. There's a little symbol under their name. And it's also in coordination with which ability is hit on them. So if it's in the far left, it'll be that they have a Q stack. Middle is your W, and far right is your E stack, or E Valorous brand. Now this Leoric does have some very nice entombs here. You can see that absolute burst on these enemies, and that right there was a Valorous Pursuit that I used to teleport into this enemy team. And at this point in the game, I'm very tanky, have pretty good movement overall, which is something Imperius tends to lack on. is his movement capabilities. But with our Valorous Pursuit, we have very good movement capabilities. Nice combos by me and the friendly team was able to help pick up that kill just because my awesome lockdown. Imperius feels so strong when you're able to land your full combo of ability, full set of abilities on this enemy. And the shielding that you're getting, the armor that you're getting from your levels 7 and 4 towns, just mwah, so fantastic. Come to this position to peel for the friendly team, and I decide I want to make a ballsy play. So I see, you'll see here in one moment. I see right here, the friendly team, we have this great range on our team, and they're going to be able to push into this building no problemo. So I want to force the enemy team off of this because, truthfully, Vala can poke for days. Leoric has a good health pool to stop us. So I say, screw it. I want to get them out of here. My whole goal here is just to back them up. It's just to distract them. All I want is to bring them down towards me. So watch, they're all grouped on me. We get the building. And I'm able to use my Valorous Pursuit to hop right on out of there as well and get good damage on the medic. Now at this point, the enemy team is kind of out of position. Their building is falling. We're able to pick up a nice kill. Beautiful. So we were able to use our dominant survivability and understanding that we have ranged champs that have good siege to push down that building. Right here is a little bit of a risky play, and I see that, so I want to back out just a tad. As you can see how fast the clone Imperius got bursted. Granted, he doesn't have any talents, but still, a cloned Imperius getting bursted. I say that's spooky. Let's get out of here, team. Objective is spawning, and we need to capture this one, or else we lose a curse. So I back to get full health and mana, because I really only have about 2, maybe 3 full combos on me. But unfortunately, I did leave my friendly team to get chased down by the enemies. An Entomb here kills any one of them, but thankfully we have nice peels by allies to keep themselves alive, and I want to get to the Zagara as fast as possible because, like I said, losing a curse would suck, but I see that Leoric came, and I decide, alright, we can back out, we can defend, it's no problem if we're all alive. Defending against a curse sucks if you're all dead, but I say right here, turtle time, because we have the turtle team. We can sit back behind our walls and siege the enemy down. A Sergeant Hammer is as good, if not better, than an actual tower. Same with a Chromie. So we're just using our wall here as cannon fodder while we're defending. And I am sitting back saying, my team will siege. All my goal is if they get engaged upon, I want to help them out and stop them. But I did see the other Abaclone coming in, so I went in for the kill there. But I'm just trying to play pretty cautious, except I do see a little bit of blood after I see this volley get low. And after we're able to pick a kill up on her, I say, screw it. The best defense is a good offense, and I want to go in on this enemy team. This is a pretty interesting play, especially with the Leoric going to be rezzing here in just a little bit. But I want this medic. And I kind of forgot that the buildings didn't shut off for the enemy team, so I didn't have to pop my ult, and thankfully White Mane came in to save me, but I was able to use my Q to hop over the wall. If you didn't know that, now you do. Imperius Q, you can see it, that's the range of it. It's able to hop over walls, so you can use that quite easily. I was quite disappointed because we did lose both this building and this building, but we had all keeps still standing, so I'm not going to complain too much. Now this whole time, since the build, or since our first curse, this building has been sitting at 2,000 HP. I really want Abba to kill it, but because he has a good build to kill it overall. He has Survival Instincts, Bombardment Strand, and Locust Brood, as well as Locust Nest, so he can easily kill the buildings. Mule 2, this is a full backdoor build. You can also see here, my damage, very, very good. Very good. Also, no one on the friendly team has died yet, so that's really cool. However, if there's anything you've learned from watching my channel, it is do not let Vala get to level 20. Vala and Leoric Zagara are monsters in the late game. Even Cassia, to an extent, are monsters in the late game. and enemy team is just 3/4 of the way to level 20, and then we are going to be wrecked. So I do ask Abba to snipe bottom, because that's what I've wanted him to do for quite some time now. But the enemy team was able to sneak a boss under our nose. I guess now's a good time to talk about my level 20 talent, though. Especially with that ally dying, I figure the game is going to be very difficult to win. So I'm like debating leaving. But whenever I see the Abathur clone, I say, all right, I got to try to save my white main. And with the Abba clone dealing really nice damage, helping to peel for us, and white main having really good heals for herself, we are barely able to walk out with a little bit of HP left in our hands. But we do have this boss we have to defend against, and the enemy team, you bet they see this boss, they see this tribute, they have everything in the world that they can take. But I ended up picking up Brand of Solaron. Now this, I'll talk about that talent in a moment. I'm going to talk about this play. I know the enemy team is here. I want to get this boss. I want to take it from them. I peaked the boss health, so I know how close it is, and right here, I know I can go in and take this boss. I know I can go in and maybe not take the boss, but try to fight for this boss. But I say, but me dying would be way worse, so we're getting out. And you can see the boss did cap right on time, so my timing was correct. But going in would have been suicide. I figure, hey, we can defend as 5. We can't defend without me alive. You can see me do the old switcheroo with Leoric there. But Brand of Solaron. So it reduces the duration of my Valorous brand to 5 seconds, so it halves the duration. But whenever I auto attack, it no longer consumes the brand. So I can auto attack a hero that's been hit with my full combo up to 4 times, I believe it is, dealing an insane amount of damage. Now, enemy team, they do have their level 20 talents. They have Buried Alive with Leoric. They have Farfight Quiver with, oh, who's that guy? Vala. They got Hyperactivity with Medic. Vala Medic's one of the best combos in the game right now. They have Infinite Ball Lightning, Pack Instinct. Their level 20s are so strong. But we were able to, in that Amakari, kill bottom. We only lost 1 building. So overall, not the end of the world. And Vala is dead. So we technically could still fight for this. It would be a little bit suicidal, but if we're able to get a fast pick, which we've seen from past experiences, I can blow heroes up, especially with this level 20 talent that you'll see in action right here. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So much damage. If the medic wasn't there healing and granting armor, that hero would be dead. But I see this and I say we need 5. We need 5. Well, I say we need 6, but I correct myself. We need 5. And we don't quite have 5. So once again, it's like if we can burst a hero quickly, then it's okay. And with that Abba clone and white main coming in, I say, all right, we can fight for this. Vala just res. Chromie's coming in. I want to protect my Sergeant Hammer above all, though, because she's the one that's been dealing good damage. I unfortunately miss a Q, though, and I have to reposition with my teleport. But thank the good Lord that their Leoric missed his Entomb. If he would have landed that Entomb, they would have won the video game right then and there. So we got to back out. Not that big of a deal. Abathur's sieging down middle lane. He's able to finally kill it. So overall, that whole fight, the whole fight here, they gained this tribute. We gained their mid lane. Fantastic play by Abathur there. So we just sit back, we relax. We have vision on the map right here, so we can see if the enemy team comes. We'll just take our camps and get ready for this next objective. Now, while we get ready for this next objective, there's Zagara does too. We want to get our camps now, but there's Zagara does too. Eventually, you'll see. She's placing down creep and getting set up. She puts like creep everywhere she can to grant herself and her team vision. She gains some movement speed, and that's where the whole enemy team is right now. They're all like in this area, looking to get set up. Well, I guess not all of them. You see a couple of them. Maybe they're taking the camp, but they want to get set up for this objective, which is a really nice play by them. Really nice play. So they have 2 camps running, okay? They have objective up and ready. This will be the curse. No, the boss will be up quite soon. at least this bottom one. And we are a comp that needs to be set up to fight, and we're not set up. So we see this. See all the Zagara creep. I was looking for a pick bottom, but they know that I was there due to the Zagara creep. More Zagara creep. Camps are pushing. If we get team wipe, we lose the game. So I say get out of here. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. We don't know where they're all at. Our comp needs set up to win. So I say leave. We can defend as 5. See, we D as 5. This is a play I don't see a lot of people understand or tend to make. Is you can defend against objectives. You can totally just give an objective. If you're as 5, it is easier to defend as 5 than it is to fight, and maybe you kill half the team, but you all die, and then the enemy team has a free objective push. Then bad things happen. I say watch for Entomb after I cleared the camp in the top lane, and we're just once again in turtle mode. We do see Cassia, so we in the middle lane, so we are up on people, and once again waiting for that Abathur clone. There it is. Now we can engage if we want. If we want. And I see Leoric's a little bit out of position. I'm just trying to kind of poke him down. But watch. 1, 2, 3 big autos. Huge autos, and Valorous Brand, or Pursuit. Yeah, Valorous Pursuit chases him down with a wonderful blink. And he gets bursted. Now I'm thinking, alright, they don't have their Leoric. I think I just saw Cassie in the top lane. Let's take this fight. We can totally win. Once again, huge damage out there on the Volley. She has really good self-sustain as well as healing from her allies. And that miss of my Q was a very bad play there. Kind of got thrown off by the pull of White Mane ult, but the White Mane ult did save me. It is going to be a 4v5 in our favor, but when Leoric respawns, we are going to be in a very close fight. So we try to burst down this Cassia, and we're barely able to with nice abilities by both our Chromie and myself. Once again, Valorous Pursuit. Now I want to try to clean up this fight. I want to try to clean it up, but I missed my Q again. See the how unimportant Imperius is if he misses Q. But I do see we have a man advantage. We're all fairly healthy except me. I say screw it. We're going top boss. We can get set up at top boss. We're able to take this and siege down, or even go for this boss then while the enemy team defends. This is win condition. They're down a Cassia. If we're set up already in an area the enemy team has to come to, we win this. So I'm just waiting for my team, waiting for White Mane to come, waiting for Chromie and Hammer. They have other ideas though. So I see that they have other ideas. I say we can't. Taking this camp does nothing. Nothing for us. The enemy team can defend this camp any day of the week, any time. So once again, this whole game, keep in mind it's late at night. Now I was a little mad. I'm trying to contain my anger, but I'm just like, this is such a waste. It's such a waste. We could have won the video game. Now enemy team's back up as 5. It was such wasted time taking the siege camp. We no longer have a win condition. It's now back to even playing field. We are now at the mercy of the enemy team. All we could do is maybe get set up for the objective is what I'm thinking, because we need to be doing that. But whole enemy team's missing, so I want to make sure they're not on the boss. They were on their camp. I'm fine with that. And I see where the tribute's at. I say leave. Get out of here. Go get set up at the objective. Don't fight them. Get out of there. We need to be set up for the objective right now. Because if we get there first with our team, we are able to hold down a position and hopefully get an easy cap. Enemy team, they do decide to give. And Abathur, once again, doing a great job. He's able to snipe another building. Abathur sniped all 3 keeps. That was key to this game. Key. But the enemy team, they see that we're going for this. I'm currently watching the boss pit, and I think I see particles. All right, I saw particles on my screen whenever I was playing the game. I don't think they appeared for me right now in the replay, but I think I saw some sort of particles. Unfortunately, my Chromie did get picked in a weird way due to a good Entomb, level 20 Entomb. So we say, all right, just back out, defend. You just got to run up and press B. But Hammer doesn't want to. She wants to just sit here and give me a heart attack. She's just sitting there in perma-stealth. While Imperius, who you can really see my lack of single target PvE damage. Any PvE damage. Look at this. She's giving me a gosh dang heart attack. She's just chilling. doing nothing. She could have been helping to defend this, so maybe if she defends it, we don't lose our keep. But if you look at the health of the boss, I looked at it in game at this point. It has 50,000 HP if I unlocked from Imperius. Our core only has 33,000. So a boss with the amount of damage that the boss does, dealing 1,000 damage per auto, roughly. I'm like, hey guys, next boss is gonna win the game. Now instead of us losing the keep, if she could have backed, and instead of trying to backdoor with all the enemies alive, we would have been able to maybe save our keep, but whatever. Unfortunately, though, we do lose our Abathur. Objectives up. Enemy team's able to cap that instead of us all being alive and able to maybe contest this fight. She's now just barely now starting to break the shield, but she doesn't even get to break the shield before she dies. And that leaves the rest of her team in, like, disarray. So I say, alright, she got some low. I got to make a big play. I got to try to do something or else this game's over. So I try to make a play here, and we're able to barely pick the Cassia out of position and pick up a nice kill, but I got to get out of there. I need to get out of there right now. And I need to get back with my team or just continue to look for this juicy little Vala. I saw her on the minimap. You could have seen too if you skip back. I figured she might walk this way. Vala's real low. I saved my Q. I'll press B so you can see. I saved my Q for Vala to use her vault. Saved my Q for Vala to use her movement ability so I could land it with ease. Instead of making a risky play, instead of trying to hit her while she's on her mount, I demount her with E, uses her escape, I can easily land an ability then. Now this fight's even, it's 3v3 because of two nice picks. I get in front of my white main to try to tank the damage from the Leoric, and I want to get in on their healer now. Once again, the big burst from my ult, and a valorous pursuit into a nice Q, and the enemy's medic is killed, and now, with how late in the game we are and how pushed our lanes are, we can go core. We've won the video game. Just like that. Yes, 2 enemy heroes are alive. Yes, we don't have a boss. Oh, there's only 3 or 4 of us. We can still go core and still win. Thankfully, Abathur had it prepped already. The core already took over half its HP and damage. And this game's in the bag. It's in the books. We've won. So we get another kill for style, and that is the end of this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was one of the most fun games of Heroes of the Storm I've had in a very, very long time. We were able to go get 100% kill participation and the only person with 0 deaths, which was really, really fun. And we were able to get highest damage on the team. You can see, though, some of the lowest siege. I was below... I was like White Mane and Lieutenant Morales, the next closest. Like, very low siege damage on my part, which equates to low soak because, like I said, Imperius, in my opinion, plays as the main tank, or as he plays the main tank, but he can't main tank. If Blizzard were ever to come back, that would be... This is one of the first heroes I would request that he got reworked, would be Imperius, because I think his talents need to be reworked just to put him over that edge and throw him into the tank category. Because he's an awesome hero to play. He's so much fun to play when you're landing your Qs. When you're not landing your Qs, you get bursted too easily and don't deal enough damage. But the build that we went in today's video was Impaling Light at level 1, into Sovereign Armor at level 4, Flash of Anger at 7, Angelic Armaments at level 10, Pathetic Mortals at 13, Valorous Pursuit at 16, which I never really take, but I felt like I needed it to catch up to the fast enemy team with Zagara Movement, Lieutenant Morales Boop, Vala Qs, Leoric Ease, and I guess Cassia War Traveler. They all had abilities to get away from me, so I felt like I needed that. And then we finally picked up Brand of Solaron at level 20, which is super duper good. It was able to help keep me alive, as well as burst down enemies and deal an immense amount of damage. One of my favorite talents in this game. I'm going to go ahead and pause real quick, and then I will see you guys outside, because there's a little bit of build variation that I can show you, but I'll see you there. Alright, so the build variation comes with level 10. You can pick Wrath of the Anguirus. It's very good, but I recommend this if you want to be more of the bruiser. So you're honestly going to be picking this in most games you play him in like a ranked setting, because you should be playing Imperius as a bruiser, despite the fact I think that he plays more like a Zarya or I don't know what else, like a hero who plays in the team fight. Um, but Smash Varian, he plays similar to Smash Varian. Um, Level 13, I picked Pathetic Mortals in this game because I needed the slows to keep up to the enemy team. But if you need the survivability, Heat of Battle is very, very good as well. This is what I pick in most of my games. At level 16, instead of going Valorous Pursuit, I typically go for Melting Touch. If you remember how much damage I was dealing after I got Brand of Solaron as well as Flash of Anger, imagine that, but they now have reduced armor. You can two-shot heroes. It's disgusting, but I didn't feel like I had that um, capability to do that. I felt like I would be able to get them down to 1 HP and then they get out, whereas with Valorous Pursuit, I'd be able to get her to 1 HP, they'd get out, I'd blink to them, they'd die. And then at level 20, I rarely go for Heavenly Host. I typically go for Brand of Solaron, but I would recommend if you do go for Wrath of Anguirus to pick up Unrelenting Descent. It is one of the most broken talents in this game. It allows you to become a raid boss with relative ease. It's such a fun talent. I played in ARAMs all the time, and you legitimately feel like a raid boss with Unrelenting Descent at level 20. But yeah, that was Imperius. Once again, please let me know down in the comment section if you want me to just do a real game of him. I was practicing and I had so much fun playing that game, this game that I just showed you, that I was like, I have to make a video about that. That was such a fun game to play. So yeah, but let me know if you want to make a real video about it, or if this was a good enough guide to Imperius. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.